You're not on camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have enough room
Tucking
there?
myself into a corner. Yeah, fine. No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Liz.
Okay.
Good.
There we go. Okay. Our great aunt Jean died last night. She was 101 years old. She was Isabel's older sister. So just in honor of her this morning and her legacy that she leaves behind, she was a yogi, and she was a yogi way back in the day, and she was a very strong fighter of Indigenous rights. And she, my daughter is named after her. Her middle name is Jean. And the other thing is, oh yeah, love. She was a big talker about everything is love. God is love. People are love. Love. She was quite the free-spirited old lady and a very, very feisty fighter. So she just died peacefully. We all knew that it was going to happen down in Peterborough. So just like to put this class out to her this morning. And as well, Maggie requested that I record this because she enjoyed the class last week, and I'm going to do my best to emulate the beginning of last week's class. No promises, but we'll start with the alternate nostril breathing that we did last week, and most of you will know it, but you can take your right thumb and close down your right nostril. The rest of the fingers can be loose or resting on the middle of the forehead. And you take a breath in through the left side. And then you close the left with the ring finger and exhale right. And then you inhale right. And then switch again. Exhale left. Inhale left. Switch. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Switch again, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale, inhale, and keep going. Switch, exhale, inhale, keep going. Your breath pace is different than mine, different than the person next to you, so follow. Equalize, inhale, exhale, and follow your own breath patterning. Balancing out the brain hemispheres, weaving the two hemispheres together to work in unison and alignment with each other. Clearing the nadi channels. Relaxing the mind, clearing out the cobwebs, making more space up there in your lungs, circulating the oxygen all through your body. The deeper the breath, the more oxygen gets into all those little capillaries in the lungs and beyond. The more oxygen we have in our blood, the more flexible human beings we are, the stronger our nervous system is, the less reactive we are. Just a little bit longer. Continue to smooth out your breath. Feel the inhale, the exhale working as one full cyclical breath pattern. No beginning, no end, no pause. The diaphragm relaxed, not jumpy. The belly relaxed. It can be loose, it can be hanging. You don't have to hold it in. Finishing off with an exhale on the left nostril, out the left nostril. Moving the hand from the nose when you're finished. And then taking a big breath in and stretching those arms up high above the head, widening the fingers, getting strong. Relax the shoulders. Hold that breath in for a moment. Continue to reach up more. Somebody just arrived. Reach up more, hold that breath in. And then exhale it out and let the hands come down, flip the palms to face the mat and comb through the aura around you. And we'll come to stand up at the top of our mat, finding your way. We've got lots of room here this morning. Up to the top of the mat. Come to stand with the eyes closed. You're good. Spread your feet, spread your toes. Feel the little arch in your feet. Feel the space underneath the arch. And then bend your knees. Draw your tailbone underneath a little bit. And then as you do that, your navel will go in. Spread those elbows wide. And just feel how different this posture feels than how you might normally stand. This becomes a body pattern that you have to constantly adjust. Pull the chin in a little bit, elongate the neck, send the crown of the head higher. Continue to breathe smooth, long, deep breaths. Now spread your toes and rock gently, not lifting the balls of the feet up, just lifting the toes up and put a little bit of weight into your heels. And then lower those toes back down. Don't lift your heels off the mat, just put the weight into the toes and the balls of the feet. And then onto the heels again, lifting, spreading those toes, the weight into the heels. Notice how much core work is involved. Back onto the toes. Keep those toes nice and wide. Take the weight off of the heels, but keep them on the mat. Again, feel the difference in your pelvic floor here and around your hips, your core. One last time, rolling back onto those heels. Lift the toes and spread them. Deepen the breath and back, lowering the toes. And lift a little bit in the heels without taking them off the mat. Back to the center, ground down again. Reach the arms above the head. Inhale. Shoulders relax down the back. Exhale, bring the heels of the hands to the crown of the head. Inhale, extend up. Exhale. Fingers point down along the spine, elbows wide. Inhale, come back up, reach the arms high, palms together. Exhale, the heels to the crown of the head again. Inhale, stretch up. Pay attention, how are your feet, your knees doing? Have you gone back to your old habits? Are you still engaged? Fingertips point down along the spine. Inhale, come back up. Step those feet together. And then lean to one side. It doesn't matter which side you go first. Exhale, go down. Settle into this side facing posture. Inhale, come up. And down the other side. Stretching that armpit. Careful not to close the body. Staying open. Inhale back up, tilt down to the other side with a big exhale. You might go deeper this time. Inhale, reach more. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, come back up. And down the other side. Breathe in, come back up. Step those feet wide. Exhale into chair. You can have the arms separated now. Send that navel in. Rise back up, push through the feet. Hands back together, heart center. Hands come down. Inhale up. Little baby back bend here. Watch those hands. Bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, hands to the knees. Exhale, fold, and then step back into downward dog. Widen your feet to the edges of the mat. Bend your knees. Bring your belly button up and in, reaching right for your bum. Drop your head further between your hands, between your arms. And then move your hips side to side as if your hips are trying to get above your heel. Or the same bum cheek trying to get above the heel. That's the direction. And then back into center. And walk your feet back up to your hands. Forward fold. Rise up half with bent knees. Stretch the spine long. Pull the chin in. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Put your feet where you're comfortable for your chair pose. Anywhere is good for you. Bend your knees and rise up. Extend the spine long. Arms out. Chair. Rise back to stand up tall. Exhale into the heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. Step back to downward dog. Nice wide feet again. And this time you can walk out your dog, lifting one heel at a time, dropping the head. Rotate or swivel those hips side to side, depending on how you understand that. Dropping one knee, dropping the other knee, walking the dog, lifting one heel at a time. Back to center. Realign your hips, your feet, heels behind the toes. Rounded knuckles, heels of the hands really rooted down. And then walk those feet back up again behind the hands. Forward fold. Rise up halfway. Forward fold, don't get dizzy. Bend those knees, come back up to standing tall. Reach the arms, salute, exhale. And as we inhale this time, the arms go up. And you bring your right foot, stepping it behind the left and off of the mat. You can connect the hands, index finger pointing up. Go ahead and look up, stretch that body open. Back to center, sit into chair. Push through the feet, rise to stand tall. Hands back to heart center. Salute, inhale up. Take it down, forward fold. Lift and rise up halfway. Forward fold, crown of the head meets the mat, maybe. Rise to stand back up tall. Exhale, heart center, bend the knees. Inhale the arms above the head. Step that left hand foot behind the mat, behind the foot and off of the mat. Index fingers go up, reach, look open, stretch from the hip all the way up that side of the leg that's behind. Come back to step, chair. Bring those hands into prayer. Spread the shoulders, spread the back. Push those hands together. Rise up. Forward fold. Lift and lengthen halfway. Step back, downward dog. Inhale, come to a kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And keeping on the knees, send those hips back and then lift up into downward dog. Walk those feet back forward. Forward fold. Lift up half. Knees bent, hands on the shins. Exhale. Bend the knees, rise, stand tall. Together, heart center again. Arms go up, inhale. Step that right foot behind the left again and off the mat. And we're adding more to this now. As we step back, we're not stepping into chair. We're just squeezing that knee into the chest, bringing the elbows to the knee, just like that. Then step back into a warrior one. Hips square with the front of the mat. From warrior one, look to the long edge of your mat where the body faces, and then begin to pivot open and lean into that back foot and shoot those arms out behind you. There you go, beautiful. Yeah, you got it. Looking past the hands, come back, pivot to warrior one again. Inhale. Exhale, take it down. Dog, step back. Stay, flow, or take a child's pose. Come on up, find your feet behind your hands, forward fold. Inhale, up, half. Fold, and rise. Standing tall, hands to the heart center. Inhale the arms up and that left foot steps behind and off of the mat. Index fingers point up, thread those hands. Exhale, squeeze and step that knee up to the elbows. Extend the arms, step back to warrior one. Now along the long edge of your mat, open up the core, bend that back leg, shoot the arms out behind, lift the toes of the front foot. Yeah, you got it. Look to the kitchen ladies in the room. Swivel back. Face warrior one. You guys on Zoom are doing great too. Exhale down. Dog. Inhale to a kneeling plank. Passing through a tabletop. Lower down. Push to cobra or up dog. Down dog. Keep the knees on the mat. Send the hips up. Then lift the knees. Walk or hop. Step to the top. Forward folds. Halfway. Fold. Rise up. Together. Inhale. Right foot again steps behind the left. Interlace those hands. Stretch open. Maybe you feel like you can step a little further off of your mat. Look a little further over and behind and underneath that armpit. Knee comes in. Squeeze. Crescent lunge this time. So keep the balls of the foot on the mat. Both toes pointing forwards. The heel won't necessarily reach the ground. Step this back foot back up, squeeze. Balance for a moment. Step back, warrior one. Open the back foot a little bit. Come back up, squeeze that knee into the chest, into the elbows. Open and step into warrior two. So align your heels as you step. Arms out, palms down. And spin down to the mat. Take it back, downward dog. Inhale, come to plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. Inhale again. Come to kneeling or long arm plank. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to downwards dog. Tuck the toes. Send back, knees lift, down dog. One more time, roll forward, undulate that spine. Dip down. Up dog or cobra. Back to downwards dog. Step, hop or jump to the top, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up. And heart center. Left foot steps behind. Inhale, the arms up. Knee to the chest, squeeze in, balance on that standing leg. Crescent lunge, arms extend, leg steps back. Exhale, step to that front foot. Squeeze knee to chest. Warrior one, open the back foot up. Squeeze to the chest. Warrior two. Back to the mat. Step back, downwards dog. Inhale forward. Lower down. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg up. Open, stack your hips, bend your knees. This right foot is going to come down in front of your body and shoot out underneath your left hand and left leg. So it's going out and off of the mat. It's like you're threading your leg under like a thread nail. If you'd like to open up your left hand into the sky, navel high, go ahead. You can also stay with both hands on the mat and just have that leg shoot out there. Roll back, return the hand, lift that right leg up high, flip your dog if you want to. Other side. Exhale, spin back. Keep that right leg high, reach it, stretch it long. Exhale, squeeze knee to chest. Drop this shin down between your hands, sitting on your heel of your right foot. Walk your hands back. You've got a little tiger stretch here, back legs long. That's okay, I don't know what happened, I wasn't watching you. You'll have to find your own way, Mary, sorry.
Rights and lefts.
Hands can be up if you want to stretch the back hip more, or the hip of the back leg more. Let's take ourselves down now to the ground, coming onto the forearm. Stay sitting on this heel. You can completely let your forehead rest on your interlaced hands. Or if you can go further and get the forehead to the mat. I'm going to spin around for a moment. From here, come back up and then look over your left shoulder. As you look over your left shoulder, roll off of your heel. Come to sit on your bum with your left leg long, your heel in at perineum center. Keep your chest open. Reach your left leg down, left hand down your left leg. And then you can go ahead and raise the right arm up or take it palm out behind the back at the sacrum. Now continuing to work towards facing the back of our mat. You're going to bring your right hand back down. We're just going to scoot your hips to face the back of the mat. No, nobody can see me right now who's in the room, but just trust it. Lift your knee up, that bent knee, lift it up. Pick up your foot and cross it over top of the knee of the long leg. So we're coming into a half Lord of the Fish here. And now rotate up to your right shoulder. Look over your right shoulder towards me. Beautiful. There we go. Looks like most of you have it figured out on Zoom. Now unwind, face the back of your mat, and bend the long leg. So we're coming into cow face. So the knees are stacked on top of each other, or close, yep. And you can sit with your hands on your knee, and just face the back of your mat. So here comes the twisted, complicated part. Mary knows what's coming next. Continue to look over your left shoulder. Okay, look towards me, look over your left shoulder towards the front of your mat. Now follow with your hands. Place your hands behind your heel. And now push into your hands and push into your feet. So you might have to bring your feet closer together and then begin to come off of your bum. And you keep unwinding. And then your feet are wide. Look through your legs. Good. Keep going towards your left foot. Keep walking all the way around your left foot. You're going to wind back up into cow face to face the back of the kitchen again. Yep, all the way around. So your right knee will drop first. There you go. And then your left knee will be sitting on top of your right. So we're cow face the opposite way. Amazing. You all did it. Mary, you did it this time. It's practice makes perfect. Hands can be interlaced on the top knee. You can close down your eyes. Breathe deeply here. Sitting up tall, elongate your spine, your neck. Close down the eyes for a moment. And just integrate all those movement patterns with your body, with your mind. Now taking the hands off of the knee, the bottom foot is going to extend out from underneath you. Your right leg, your bottom foot, your right leg. And the left foot stays over top of that knee. Now wind up over your left shoulder, look to your left, left, left. Good. Half Lord of the Fish, elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Hand can support directly out from the sacrum. Begin to look back to face the back of your mat. Now, uncross your foot. Start to turn towards the long edge of your mat. Bring your heel into your perineum. And then lean down over your right leg. Keep the torso side facing open. Lift your free hand high or bend elbow, palm out at the sacrum. Just roll the neck open, lift the chin to the sky, close the eyes, or look up past your hand. Or yawn. Your vagus nerve is relaxed. And now here we go. Bring that free hand down. And just spin a little bit to face the back to the front of your mat, onto your heel of your left leg, back into tiger stretch. Right leg's long. You can lift on up those hands if you want to. Or you can keep those hands down and helping you be supported and stretching that leg. And now let's all bring our hands down and lower right down, either stacking your fists or interlacing your hands or forehead right to the mat. Everybody's back to face the front of the mat, right? Rising back up. Tuck your back toe of the long leg under. Send this left leg up high into the sky. Really push like you're pushing some weight away. Exhale. Bring this knee underneath and thread it out and kick it out to the opposite side. Pull your right arm either up into the air or keep it connected. This is a fallen triangle. You can let your left foot rest, Mary, unless it doesn't go that way. Exhale, hand back down if it was up. Pull this leg back through, open it up, stack those hips, and go ahead and if you'd like to flip your dog, you can do that. And unwind. Come on back. Send that leg high again. And lower it to the mat. Let's all take a child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Forehead to the ground, arms long. Come on up into tabletop. Right leg out. Right leg steps in between the hands. Pull your right arm that's near that front right foot open. Roll open, keep the left hand connected. Yeah. Bring it down inside that front foot. So both hands inside front foot. Tuck the back foot. Press off of the knee and find your way into a forward folding triangle or a pyramid. Hands can stay, or if you want to take a little step closer for the feet together, you can bring the hands up into prayer. You can also take the hands behind the back and reverse the prayer. Just extend the spine long, hover it horizontally over the earth. Just let your heart open up. Bring all the hot air into the lungs, down further, let that hot air rise. And just let love fill you, complete you. Unwind those hands, return them to the mat, inside the front foot. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Now take your left arm, so that's the outside hand. So both hands are inside your front foot. Now bring the left arm up, open, roll the spine. Now this high hand, it threads underneath your hand and your leg. Please don't go so far that you end up rolling over your shoulder. Inhale it back up again. Bring this hand now to your sacrum. Palm facing the sacrum. Push into your front right foot and lift your right arm straight up in front of you. Keep going, so you're supporting your sacrum here as you lift up. Reach and go ahead, back as far as you'd like to. Come back down right through the middle. Return that hand. Unwind the other hand. Bring it back all the way around, nice and high, down to the ground. Go ahead and make space for your left foot to step up beside your hand. If you feel good about squatting down deep, toes off of the mat, you can squat right down. If you need to be halfway or wherever feels good, be careful. Come on back up. Keep feet on the mat. Take it back to downward dog. One more flow if you'd like. Or a child's pose, or stay in that dog. And back down into tabletop. Inhale that left leg out behind you. Really stretch the leg. Exhale, squeeze it in. You really want to squeeze it first. It always helps to squeeze the knee to the chest before you step the foot up. It just makes your core stronger. So step your left leg up between your hands now. And then we're pulling the left hand that's beside the foot, open, rotating that spine. You guys are going the opposite way of me, Mary. Left hand. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And return back down. Hands inside the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Bring the knee off of the mat. Pyramid pose. Hands can stay here or lifting them up in front of the chest or reversing that prayer behind the back. So as you draw that torso down, the hips shift up and back. The front leg doesn't hyperextend. There's a very slight micro bend in that knee to avoid hyperextending the leg. Toes are spread. Nice wide foundation in the feet. Bring the chin in. And then just slow down that breath. If you feel any kind of strain in your back, in your legs, in your feet, a little bit of a closer step together, or put the hands back to the ground. Hands on the ground will help your legs to settle into the posture. just more of a supportive way of being. Hands can return now to the mat, so can that back knee. And now the right arm, the farthest arm away from the hand, actually, sorry, bring both hands inside your front foot again. Now pull that right arm up and open. The wider your knees are, the wider the base of a support you have. So the wider the back knee is from the front foot, the more of a base of support or balance you have. Bring your high hand down, thread it underneath your arm and your leg. Look up if it serves you. It'll throw your balance. Inhale back up. Now bring this hand, the heel of the hand, to the sacrum. Push through your front foot and draw that left arm straight up and out in front of you. Follow the gaze past the fingertips. You can go ahead and really push into your sacrum and send your belly button forward. Or you can stay very aligned and erect towards the sky. Exhale for the high hand first. Big wide circle up and around and back down. Make space for your back foot to step up into a squat, and then any amount of depth that you'd like to incur on your hips, go ahead and take it. And from here, for our balance, we'll do a crow. If crow is not in your cards for any reason, just go ahead and go into child's pose. But for crow, you might want to take a step back. Your knees go into your armpits first. Your hands are nice and wide, fingers, knuckles round. And then begin to lean and lift those hips up and lean the knees into the armpits. The knees will naturally slide down towards the triceps and the elbows, but you want to start as high as possible. And then lift one foot at a time just to get the feeling of the balance in your hands. And if you are able to lift both feet up, you want to squeeze and draw the knees a little more together, igniting that inner fire between your legs. I'm just watching people on Zoom too. Can you lift one foot at a time? And if it's not working, you're not happy doing this right now, you can go ahead and take a child's pose. Yeah, there. Good, good, good. Almost. Try with lifting the other foot this time. Just give everybody another moment. Good, good. And then come on back down. Everybody come into child's pose or downwards dog if you prefer. From child's pose, extend your legs long, lower your belly button and your hips to the mat. Elbows are bent, Sphinx pose. Forearms connected. Open your throat. Close your eyes. If this hurts your lower back at all, definitely take your feet wide. That's what I've been doing lately, and it makes a big difference. Make contact from your elbows along your forearms, out your fingers to the mat. Lower down just slightly for a moment. If your feet are wide, bring them somewhat back closer together. And then just draw your right knee up, slide it up behind your elbow. Good. You may want to come a little bit more center or let your knee go off of the mat further, because left arm, so the opposite arm from the knee that's close by, goes out in front of you. So reach towards me with your left hand. Good. Now begin to roll over your left hip. Roll over your left shoulder. And you'll find the arms turn into a T shape. So the arms go out at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And then your right knee here is bent. And we've got a little cat stretch. Go ahead and align both knees. So draw the long leg up and underneath the top bent knee. So both knees are now bent, stacked, ankle stacked, knee stacked. Good. And now your left arm, the one that's close to your knees, bend that elbow and bring the hand underneath the head like a pillow. And then your right hand, it comes up and it wraps around the top of your head and cups your ear. Everybody got that? Now, just bring your ankles back down onto the mat. Now, lift your head up and reach your elbow towards your hip with a big exhale. Lower that head back down with an inhale and lift your rib cage up and stretch it. Now exhale, let your rib cage return to the mat and lift that head up, elbow towards the hip. Now lower the head, lift the ribs. One more time, exhale, lift the head, elbow towards the hips. Inhale, head lowers. Now we'll make it a little bit more complicated. Keep your knees glued together. Lift your ankle up and your head up. So ankles reaching for the elbow. Exhale down. Make space between the mat and your ribs. Lift up again. Exhale. Heel, elbow towards each other. Just the top foot, not the bottom foot. So the knees stay glued, just the top ankles lifting. Beautiful. Lower back down. One last time. Squeeze. Elbow to heel. Yeah. And return. Spin yourself back onto your belly. Roll yourself back onto your belly. Stretch like Superwoman. Reach out like you're flying. Nice wide feet, nice wide arms. Forehead to the mat. Slide the elbows back underneath the shoulders. Back up, inhale, Sphinx. Flatten those feet, the tops of the feet. Really relax out the legs and deepen the breath. Feel that connection of the breath all the way down into the mat where your belly meets the floor. The rise and fall of the breath, of the torso, of your mind. Lower down part way and slide that left knee up towards the back, behind the elbow. Maybe do a little shimmy, a little further off of your mat. Now lower down. And extend your right arm, the opposite arm of the knee that's bent, out. And then you're going to roll over your hip, roll over your shoulder into a cat stretch. Arms are wide. 3 and 6 o'clock. 3 and 9 o'clock. Invite your long leg up underneath your bent knee. Supine twist, knee stacked, ankle stacked. Continue to look away from those knees. Now begin to look back towards the legs, that other hand, and bring that hand just up and underneath your head. And then gently slide your ankles back onto the mat. You might find you have to do a little bit of an hip shift to get comfortable here. So the core is as long as can be. Now wrap your left hand around and above your head and cup your ear. So you're facing the side of your mat. So look out towards the computer, ladies in the room. Knees are bent. Now lift the head up Reach the elbow towards the hip with a big exhale. Inhale, lower the head. Exhale. Elbow towards the hips. Inhale, lower down. Make space in the bottom ribs. Exhale. Lift the head up to the hip. And lower back down. This time the knees stay glued together and just the top ankle lifts up. Squeeze, exhale, elbow towards ankle. Inhale. Feel the space between the mat and the ribs. Exhale, elbow to ankle. Inhale. One last final go. And lower down. This time rolling onto your back. We'll find our way. You can do a happy baby. You can do knees in towards each other, feet wide. You can do a bridge. You can do a shoulder stand. You can do a plow, a candle. You can do a wheel. Whatever feels right for your body in this moment. Try a few different ones. Noticing how your breath is supporting these different movements, what your body needs right now. Settle in, relax. The posture support your needs for today, your love of this practice. Anytime you're ready, you can go ahead and slip softly into deep restorative state. Closing down the eyes, breathing softly. With your eyes closed, make fists with your hands, squeeze and release a few times. Curl your toes, spread your toes. Rub your hands and feet together. Somebody's phone's ringing. And give yourself a hug in. Hands around the knees, knees to the chest. Rock back and forth, side to side. And take a favorite side. There's a way to ruin Shavasana. You had to get up too soon. When you're ready to come up. We'll rub our hands together. All that warm heat. Open them up, open it up, open your hands, hold that heat in front of your heart and just feel love and all the words associated: kindness, compassion, patience, tolerance. Any other words you can think of to throw into the mix? Peace. And spread it into yourself, into this room, to your family, your friends, anyone who needs a little bit of extra today, this week. You have the strength to support them, comfort them, and love them. Let's seal this practice with the hands together, and we'll three final ohms.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
I apologize to everyone.